There we go. Morning, morning. Oh, it's nice. It's a bit cooler today after the unaccustomed hot weather, but take it easy. If you don't wait for me to say have a drink or have a rest if you need to, if you're still feeling a bit warm. Houses are built in this country to retain heat, aren't they? So even though it's cooler outside, it's still a bit warmer inside. But a nice grounding flow for us today. I thought a couple of reasons. One, it had been a big supermoon albeit last week. It was a bit cloudy, so you couldn't really see it. It was a week ago, so you could see a glimpse of it. And a supermoon is when the moon is a little bit closer to the Earth, but it's almost an optical illusion that it looks much, much closer, even though it's not really. But it looked this beautiful, and the times that you could see it in the morning better than the evenings, ironically, this kind of beautiful glow in the sky there. So typically we do a nice grounding practice. And also I thought with the heat, it might have made us feel a little bit anxious or a little bit aerated, especially if you've been reading the newspapers. So I thought we could all do with a nice chill out grounding flow this morning. So that's just what we're going to do. So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position today. So if you need to pop something underneath your bottom to lift your hips up so you can relax your knees, doesn't have to be cross-legged. You can always sit with the legs outstretched or even lean up against a piece of furniture. So just rest your hands down on your knees, or you can rest them in your lap, one on top of the other. If you're resting them in your lap, you might want to take a little mudra or hand gesture that's associated with the full moon. Your right hand, I'm not mirroring you, your right hand goes on top of your left hand, and you just gently bring your thumbs to touch. So you just gently rest one hand on top of the other, right on top of left, and thumbs touching. So whatever you're doing with your hands, so your shoulders can relax, your elbows can soften. Maybe close your eyes or just bring your gaze to the floor in front of you to begin with. As we begin to let go of the last few days, thankfully so perhaps, and bring yourself into your practice. And I found these lovely words that might resonate with you today. You might carry them forwards into the rest of the week, the rest of your day, come back to them. So go into the week with the attitude that your peace, your health of mind and your heart mean more than getting everything else done. That your smile matters, that feeling rested matters, that holding the hands of your loved ones matter. So pause lots and function at a pace that doesn't pull you apart. Honour the things that make you feel good inside, the things that make you feel alive. Give time to those things this week, and make time the gift it is by giving it to what really matters to you. Wise words indeed. So let your practice be at a pace, again, that doesn't pull you apart this morning, a pace you can sustain, that leaves you feeling kind of rested and energized. Yoga has that wonderful kind of double effect. So just for a moment, just see if you can begin to bring your awareness down to your breath. Again, as it has been unaccustomedly warm, sometimes we might have been breathing in our chest because it's been uncomfortable to bring the air down into our belly. So see if you can undo that by beginning to deepen and lengthen each breath. And as you breathe out, feel a nice sense of dropping the breath down into your hips, down into your sit bones, so you feel nice and grounded. But as you inhale, feel the lovely buoyancy and lift of your chest. So that's sort of two opposing energies going on, that lift and lightness of the inhale, and that sense of grounding with the exhale. So as we start our practice today, again, setting that intention to go at a pace that really works for you. And wherever your hands are resting, let's just bring the fingertips down to the floor in front of you as we start to move with the breath. So on your next inhale, I'm going to float the arms straight in front of you, up towards the sky, as high as you wish, soft elbows, soft wrists. And exhale will come all the way back down, almost like you're painting a wall in front of you with your hands. Inhaling, back of the hands lead, and exhaling, softly coming all the way down. So softening into the shoulders, beginning to connect with your breath, inhaling, and exhaling. This time we'll inhale, take the arms forwards and up, and as you exhale, let your hands come down onto your knees. Come into a little seated cat-cow or sit sideways on to do it. So as you inhale, gently bring your chest forward, so we arch the back and sit forwards on your sit bones. And then as you exhale, you take a little lean back, rock back, and hollow out through the belly. So inhale, little arch of the back, we rock forwards on the pelvis. And exhale, we rock back. So just rocking back and forth, establishing that sense of grounding, beginning to wake up through the back. Lovely. Just a couple more of those, seeing how that feels this morning. And then coming back to that nice neutral place between those two extremes. We're going to sweep the arms all the way out to the side this time. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, hands swing behind you. Fingertips can point forwards or slightly out to the side. And then lean into your hands. Press down into your finger pads or your palms. And see if you can open up your chest. Gaze up towards the ceiling rather than the wall behind you. Lovely. And then slowly release. Look down at your legs to see which leg is in front. And go ahead and cross them the opposite way. Hands come back to the knees. And this time we'll start to draw a little circle with the body beginning to get into the hips. So you can always do this with the legs outstretched. You can bend your knees and hold onto the knees, in front or behind, if sitting cross-legged today doesn't work for you. And just change direction. If you're doing that little circle with me, might be a big circle, might be a small circle, head and shoulders might be kind of getting involved in it. Lovely. And then slowing that down until we come back to center. And now just begin to shift your body from side to side. Just waking up through the side of the body. Yeah, a strange movement we've not done before. So you're rocking side to side. It's a really nice one to kind of stretch out through the obliques and the side of the body. Again, just a couple more. Lovely. Then we'll come all the way back through the middle. Now, if your feet and ankles feel okay, you might just plant your hands down in front of you and roll over your feet to find your way to all fours. But if that doesn't work for you, find your way there safely. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. I apologise for the trains, they're a bit louder at the moment. Must be the heat. So hands under shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Let's come into our more regular cat and cow. So keep pressing into your hands, and as you inhale, dip your belly. Bring your chest forwards, and as you exhale, like an angry cat, round on up. As you just start to tune into your breath again, setting that pace that doesn't pull you apart this morning. So slowing things down if you want to close your eyes, if you want to take your hands wider apart, if your shoulders feel tight today, you can make all of those adaptations. Yoga is infinitely accessible by those little tweaks we make to accommodate whatever's going on in the body. Lovely. So this time, coming back to that neutral position, we're going to start to move this. So we're going to come into a child pose, but as you do so, see if you can bring your elbows and your forearms down in parallel lines, so your elbows aren't splaying out to the side, they're behind the wrists. Inhale, we come forwards and up, lift the forearms up. Exhale, round the back, and we bring those elbows down to the mat. Again, keeping them parallel, inhale. So my elbows have a tendency to flare out to the side, so I really have to feel that little squeeze of my upper back as I make sure I'm bringing them down carefully and mindfully. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, that moving cat-cow. This time bottom to heels, and we'll walk the hands forwards, maybe coming onto tips of fingers and thumbs as we find that lovely extended child pose now. So if your up's on the tips of fingers and thumbs, you can press your fingers down and hug your bottom back towards your heels there, breathing into the back and the side of the body a little bit more. Lovely. And then plant your hands. We'll come back onto all fours. Tuck your toes under. Keep your hands where they are. Bottom to heels, this time in a half dog. So have a little rock back and forth. Maybe move your hips from side to side so you feel a little stretch across the balls of the feet. Now, if your feet feel really tight, feel free to flatten your feet at any time. But if you can, you're going to walk your hands back towards your knees. So you're sitting up on your heels. Go ahead and untuck your baby toes so they get a little stretch. And again, if you can't sustain this for very long, feel free to flatten your feet. I'm going to take the arms up towards the sky, bend the elbows and see if you can catch hold of opposite elbow or your wrist or forearm. It's going to push the elbows up as you press down through the balls of the feet. You get a delicious stretch in the feet and the side of the body. Smiling is obligatory in this one. Lovely, release the arms, swim the hands behind you, interlace the hands, draw the knuckles down again, press into the balls of the feet as you open up into the chest. Lovely. And then chin to chest, bring the hands down in front of you, give those feet a little flap. Ooh, that's always a good one for the feet, isn't it? So we're going to come into a downward dog, so tucking the toes under one more time, bottom to heels for that half dog. And from that half dog, lift the hips up and back. And start to pedal out through the feet this morning. Maybe have a little swing of the hips and nod of the head, shake of the head, just keep it nice and loose as you just open up into the back of the body. Beautiful. And then we'll come back down onto all fours and flatten your feet. Into our little grounding flow. We're going to take both hands over to the right side of your mat. Right side of your mat. You can keep them about shoulder width apart. And inhale and bring your chest forwards, almost like that cow pose. Exhale, take a child pose, bottom to heels, and hug that left sit bone towards your left heel. Inhale forwards and up, so it's a little asymmetrical cat-cow. Exhale, rolling the hips back. So opening up into the left side of the body. Inhale and exhale, rounding on back. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale. This next time, pausing as you bring your bottom back towards your heels. Now that left arm is the active arm, so you can go ahead and bend that right arm up and rest your head on the back of the hand if that feels good. And see if you can think about not lifting that left shoulder up. You're closing the armpit towards the mat there as you hug your hip back towards your heel. And just take a couple of deep breaths into the left ribs, underneath the armpit, down into the hip. Beautiful. If you bent your right arm, go ahead and stretch the arm back out. So both arms are back in that little asymmetrical pose. We'll come all the way up, bringing your chest over your hands so you can step or help your left foot to the middle of the mat. Beautiful. Bring both hands onto that front knee. Rather than just sort of hanging out there, think about squeezing your left heel and your right knee together. So there's a little bit of energy going on between the legs. And inhale and sweep the arms up, palms forwards. Catching hold of your right wrist, let's come over into a lovely hip stretch. Stretching over to the sides, reaching up as you inhale. Exhale, we'll come down and tuck the back foot under. Lift your chest as you inhale and roll the hips back into that little hamstring stretch as you exhale. Front knee bent or straight. Inhale, rock forwards. Going to do that twice more. So if the hamstrings are feeling a little tight today, feel free to pop a bend in the knee. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. This time we'll inhale, come forwards. Then take that left arm all the way up towards the sky and a twist back knee down. Lovely, opening up, stretching out through the fingertips and then lowering the hand, lifting the back knee, and we'll step back into a downward facing dog. Now, option to skip any of these vinyasas or roll the body forwards to a plank as you inhale. Knees down, chest down as you exhale, hold those elbows in. You can keep the hands close to your shoulders or go ahead and take them apart if you're feeling tight in the shoulders. As you find your way to cobra as you inhale, little baby cobra, shoulders away from ears, and exhale, release, twice more. So the wider apart your hands are, the more space you'll afford yourself. So listen to what's going on in your upper back today, around the neck. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Back onto all fours as you inhale, tuck the toes under. Exhale, bottom to heels, half dog. Beautiful. And then finding your way back up onto all fours, flattening your feet. This time both hands come over to the left side of your mat. So over to the opposite side again for that little asymmetric cat-cow. Inhale, heart comes forwards. Exhale, sit back towards your heels. This time hugging right hip towards right heel. Inhaling forwards and up. And exhaling, rounding back. So again, you might notice, as I'm noticing, that one side feels a little stiffer than the other. And so inhale, come forwards last time. And this next time we'll pause and hold. So this time it's the right arm that's the active arm. So go ahead and bend your left hand, your left arm if you wish, and you can rest your head on the back of the hand as you try and reach the fingertips a little further away from you. Closing off that right armpit towards the floor, so we're not lifting the shoulder up. And this time we're breathing into the right side of the body. See how that feels in comparison to the left. Lovely. If you've got your left arm bent, go ahead and straighten it. We'll come all the way back up, bring your chest towards your hands, so you can step or help your right foot forwards this time, middle of the mat. Lovely. So both hands come to that front knee. And again, we're not collapsing. We're imagining squeezing your right heel and your left knee together this time. A little bit of work for the legs. Sweep the arms up, take an inhale. Catching hold of left wrist this time will come over the top. A little bit of balance required. Woo-hoo. Come up through the middle, take an inhale. Exhale, come down and tuck the back toes under. Let's lift the chest as you inhale and move the hips back as you exhale. So feel free to keep a softness in the knee. Inhale, rock forwards. And exhale, rock back. See how they feel this morning. Inhale and exhaling. Beautiful. This time we'll come forwards, planting the left hand down. Right arm opens up. Squeeze that front knee in towards you as you find that twist. Lovely. Hand coming down. We'll lift the back knee and find our way to a downward dog. And again, option, you can miss this bit out or inhale, roll the body forwards to plank. Exhale, knees down, chest down. Hug those elbows in. Again, 3 little cobras. So it can be a wide, open-hearted cobra with your hands wide apart or hands tucked in under the shoulders. Wherever we are, keep the shoulders away from the ears. There's a nice long neck, moving with breath. Last time, inhale. And exhale, lovely. Inhale back up onto all fours. Keep your feet flat this time as you find that child pose, bottom to heels. Lovely. Now walk your hands back towards your knees. So we're sitting up in hero pose and hands come behind you. So you can always stretch the legs out and just focus on the chest stretch in this next one. Not all ankles might like this. So as you inhale, you're going to push into your hands, lift your chest and exhale, release. This time as you inhale, see if you can pick up your knees so you're stretching the tops of your feet. Ooh, a little weird, lower the knees. Inhale, lift the chest. If you don't want to do that knee lift, you can just focus on lifting the chest. And then inhale, lift the knees. Woo! And lower down one more time. A little strange sensation, inhale. And exhale, it's that counter pose for the tucking the toes under that we've just done. Beautiful, lower the knees down. We'll find our way back onto all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. Ooh, have a pedal out. How do those feet feel? Hopefully nice and stretched. And then from there, take a gentle walk to the top of your mat. So your feet come behind your wrists. You bend your knees generously. You can catch hold of your elbows and have a little sway there if that feels good this morning. If the heat has made you feel a little bit giddy, then you just bring your hands higher up your legs so your head is higher than your heart. And then letting go of your arms, slowly roll your way up. Keep your chin tucked in. Roll your way up to stand, slowly, slowly, slowly. Lovely. Have a little fidget. And then feet underneath your hips. And just bring your hands onto your hips. We're going to have a little play with our balance to start with. So we're going to rock forwards. So see if you can lift your heels, throw the balls to the feet. And then lower the heels, rock the weight back and see if you can lift your toes. So inhale, we rock forwards and up. Woo-hoo! And exhale, rock back, lift your toes. Lovely, couple more times. So try not to splay your ankles out as you lift your heels. And try and lift all 10 toes. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Now spread the toes down onto the mat. See if you can find that nice balance point between those two extremes. We're not pitching forwards, we're not leaning back. And we'll bring the hands together at the heart. Starting to build our little flow, so you can keep it as low as you like today. Let's start with some half sun salutes. So inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. Exhale, bend the knees as you come down into your forward fold. Hands slide to your shins or your thighs. You can lift up halfway. Take an inhale, we're going to headbutt the bookcase and exhale to fold. Rise all the way up. Soft knees as you reach for the sky. Hands down to heart. Exhale. We're going to do that twice more. Inhale. Exhale, come all the way down. Sliding the hands up the legs. You can really send your tailbone back, chest forwards before you melt down. Exhale. Last time, rise on up. Inhale. And exhale. I'll hold a fib. This is the last time. Inhale. And exhale. Maths never was my strong point. Lifting your chest as you inhale, shoulders away from ears. And fold. Exhale. Rising up, take an inhale. We're going to add on this next time. So making sure you've got space behind you to step back. So we'll sweep the arms up, take an inhale. And exhale as you fold down over the legs. Lifting up halfway, take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to slide your right leg back behind you. Bring the knee down, but keep the toes tucked under. Arms sweep up, take an inhale. Catching hold of right wrist, exhale, come over into that lovely half moon stretch. Reaching up as you inhale. Hands come down as you exhale. Lots of choices now. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, move the hips back into your hamstring stretch. Inhale, rock forwards. Option to repeat. Or this time as you exhale, pick up the back knee and come into a pyramid pose. Inhale, lower the back knee, look forwards. Exhale as you rock the hips back, knee down. Inhale, rock forwards. Exhale, pick up the back knee, pyramid pose. One more time. Inhale, lower the knee. Exhale as you send the hips back. Inhaling, look forwards. This time we'll pick up that back knee and pause in pyramid pose. And then step back into your downward facing dog. Hips nice and high. Inhale, roll the body forwards to plank. You can skip this bit. Knees down, chest down. Exhale. Just one little cobra as you inhale, lift up. And exhale to lower. Let's come back onto all fours as you inhale. Toes tuck under. Exhale, half dog, bottom to heels. Stretch out through the sides. Coming back onto all fours as you inhale. And find your way to downward dog. Maybe moving your feet in a step or two so you can really extend the hips up and back, making that nice inverted V shape. So we're going to bend your right knee. And as you inhale, float that right leg up behind you. And as you exhale, step or help it forwards, top of the mat. And go ahead and bring the back knee down. Ready for that lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up, catching hold of left wrist. Over the top as you exhale into that half moon stretch. Beautiful. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands come down and we'll tuck the back foot under. Inhale as you look forwards. And then we find that half split back knee is lowered. Inhale, come forwards. Now option to keep the back knee down or lift the hips up and back. Pyramids. Lower the knee. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, smoothly send the hips back. Inhale, come forwards. Back knee might lift into that pyramid. You can always lift the toes of the front foot in that pyramid if that serves you. Lower the knee. Last time. Inhale. Half monkey. Exhale. Coming forwards as you inhale. Pick up the back knee into that pyramid pose. And then looking forward, soften the front knee. And as you inhale, step to the top of your mat into your flat back. And exhale to fold. Let's rise on an inhale. Arms lift all the way up. Hands come down to heart. Exhale. Beautiful. We're going to repeat that on the left leg. So rise on up, take an inhale. Dive down over the legs as you exhale. Lifting up halfway. Take an inhale. And this time, left leg slides all the way back and the knee comes down. Sweep the arms up, take an inhale. Catching hold of that left wrist, we come over the top. So you're bowing over to the right side. Inhaling up. And exhale, coming down, tucking the toes. Inhale. Maybe this time the leg is straight as you find your half split. Rocking forwards as you inhale. And picking up the back knee, stretching the back heel away from you. Lower the knee, take an inhale. And exhale, half monkey. Keep the chest lifted as you look forwards. And again, maybe you're lifting your front foot up or front toes up as you find that pyramid. Last one, inhale. Back knee down. So really opening up the hamstrings today. Picking up the back knee, we find our way to pyramid. Pause. pause, and then step both feet back into your downward dog. Pick up the breath, roll the body forwards to inhale. And as you exhale, come down, knees lifted or lowered. Find your way to a little cobra as you inhale and exhale to lower. Ready for that half dog onto all fours. Take an inhale, tuck the toes bottom to heels. Half dog, lovely stretch, beautiful. Let's find our way back up into our downward dog when you're ready. Again, maybe you have to move your feet in a step or two so you can really get that leg through the side body. And then we'll bend the left knee, stretching the right heel down. Left leg floats up behind you, take an inhale. And exhale, step or help it forwards, lower the back knee. Ready for that side bend, rising up, take an inhale. Catching hold of right wrist, come over the top. Inhale to center. And swing the hands down as you exhale, tucking the back foot. Last time, inhale. Ooh, hamstrings nice and stretched. Exhale. Forwards on an in-breath. And then maybe find that pyramid. So my back heel isn't touching the floor and my pyramid. Inhale, lower the knee. I'm just stretching the heel down towards the floor. Inhale, rock forwards. And exhale, maybe again you'd like to lift the toes of that front foot. One more time, inhale. Exhale to shift the hips back. Last time, inhale. Pick up the back knee, we'll pause in that pyramid. And then this time, push off the back foot to step to the top of your mat, into your flat back. And exhale to fold. Let's rise on an inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. Hands coming down to heart. Beautiful. Pause there for a moment. Have a little sip of water if you need to. Beautiful. And then we'll start to build on up. So feet underneath your hips, hands to your heart. You're going to take an inhale and exhale. Swing the hips back and down into your chair pose. So try not to pitch the body forwards. We're thinking about keeping the heart lifted. So maybe just lift the hips a little higher if you feel that that's happening to you. You keep the hands to the heart today or reach them forwards. You're going to take them up by your ears. Keep them nice and wide so the shoulders have a chance to relax away from your ears there. Beautiful. Weight back in the heels this time, although we keep the toes on the floor. Let's take an inhale there, and as you exhale, see if you can sink down a little deeper. Beautiful. Take an inhale. Exhale, we hinge forwards into your forward fold. Lifting up as you inhale. This time as you exhale, we'll step straight back to downward facing dog. Step, step. Option to have a rest or roll the body forwards to a plank. Inhale. Exhale, come all the way down onto your tummy, knees lifted or lowered. Find your way to cobra or maybe an upward dog, pressing into the palms of your hands, the tops of your feet. And we'll all meet in a downward facing dog. You can always find your way there through all fours or through a child pose. Bending right knee, and take that right leg up to the sky, take an inhale. Exhale, step it forwards. And this time we're going to adjust that back foot for a warrior one. So step the left foot out to the left, toes out about 45 degrees, and then we rise on up. And just bring the hands down to the heart for a moment. So just make sure your hips and your heart are more or less square to the top of your mat. Go ahead and separate your feet if you need to. Equal energy through the front knee and through the back heel, so we're not leaning the body forwards. Beautiful. From that strong position, we'll sweep the arms out and up. And maybe the palms come together, maybe you keep the arms apart, you can even take the gaze up towards the sky. And try not to thrust the chest forward, so we're softening the front ribs. Let's take one more inhale there. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to your waist with your palms facing forwards. Your elbows are pointing back. Beautiful. Now we are going to lean forwards now as you push the hands forwards. Keep powering out through that back heel. Soft fists. Elbows come to waist as you straighten that front leg. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend the knee. We push the hands forwards. That's it. Beautiful. Opposing energies. Inhale, draw the body back, straighten the leg. Lovely. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. So this next one we're going to add on. Inhale. Exhale, this time straighten that front leg. Bring the hands to your hips. Keeping the hips square, we're going to lift the chest as you inhale. Hinging forward. So again, this is what we were preparing for with our pyramid. So you might bring your hands onto your front thigh, you might bring them onto your shin, and you might even be able to bring your fingertips down to the floor with a little softness in the front knee. And so wherever it's comfortable for you. And we're thinking about drawing that right hip back and sending your left hip forward. So your back, lower back is nice and flat. Beautiful. Breathe into the back of that right leg. And then softening the front knee, let's sweep the arms forwards, up back into our warrior one. And then lower the hands down, pivot on the back foot, and we'll step back into downward dog. Option to stay there or roll the body forwards to a plank, little vinyasa. Exhale, come forwards and down onto your tummy. Find that cobra or an upward dog. Squeeze your bottom if you're in that upward dog. And then we find our way up and back to downward facing dog. Pausing there for a moment. Really think about sending your hips up and back. And then bending left knee. We're going to try that on the left side. Left leg floats up and back. Take an inhale. Exhale, step or help it forwards. So again, setting up for that warrior. So separate your feet to that hip width. Back foot slightly turned out. And when you're ready, let's sweep the arms up. Woo! And pausing as you bring the hands to your heart. So again, we've got that moment to make those little adjustments so we're not facing the long edge of the mat. So go ahead and adjust that back foot to swing your hips around. And when you're ready again, that equal energy through the legs will arrow the arms up. Arms might touch, gaze might lift, or you might choose to keep the arms apart to keep that softness in the shoulders. Lovely, powering out through back heel and front knee. We'll bring the hands down to the waist, palms facing forwards, ready for that little push-pull. So we push the arms forwards, powering out through the back heel. Straighten the leg as you pull the elbows back. Take an inhale. Exhale as you push forwards. It's like you're pushing into a wall, and then soft fists as you bring the elbows back in. Lovely. So we're keeping that pressure through the back heel. So we're going to add on this next time. So pushing forwards. And then this time straighten the leg. Bring the hands onto your hips. And again, squaring up to the top of your mat. Take an inhale. And as you hinge forwards, pause and decide where's comfortable for you today. Maybe hands higher up the leg, on your thigh, maybe down on your shin, or maybe fingertips to floor. You're going to draw that left hip back, right hip forwards. So again, we're thinking about squaring up to the top of your mat. Keep a little softness in that front knee, even if your fingertips can comfortably reach the floor. Beautiful. And then pop a softness in that front knee, a little bend. Coming back into your warrior, take an inhale. And exhale, let's bring both hands down. This time we'll step to the top of your mat, take an inhale, and exhale to fold. Fingertips sweep forwards and up, take a big breath in, and find your way to your chair pose as you exhale. Lovely. Let's straighten the legs. And exhale, finish with the hands to the heart. Beautiful. Pause there for a moment. Let me adjust so I can make sure I'm seen. And our next one, gorgeous. Beautiful. So quieten the breath, quieten the mind. And then just bend your right knee. So you're going to pick up your right heel and pop a little pivot on the ball of the foot as we find our way to tree pose, which might be using the top of the foot, ball of the foot as a little kickstand today, or go ahead and bring that foot up a little bit higher. So whatever we're doing, we're not pushing the hips out to the sides. Think about drawing up a little bit taller. Now you might just want to stay there today, or we're going to take the arms all the way up. Lovely wide view with your arms, and then right hand, back of the right hand comes down onto the inside of the leg. And really reach up towards the sky with the left arm. You might just stay there. Or extra balance challenge, come over the top in a tiny side bend. Lovely, come back up. Reach both arms up to the sky, well done. And let's see if you can give that right knee a hug in towards your chest. So chest, lifting up nice and tall as you bring knee to chest, lovely. And then from there, we're going to take a big step back with that right foot and turn to the long edge of your mat. Heels in, toes out, ready for goddess pose. Bring the hands down to the heart, beautiful. And as you begin to bend those knees, try not to tip the body forwards. So we're thinking about shoulders on top of hips, beautiful. Let's move into the legs. So inhaling, sweeping the arms out and up as we straighten. And exhale, hands come down to heart. Slide the back down an imaginary wall. Inhaling up. And this time as you exhale, bend the knees and cactus the arms. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Beautiful. Inhale up. Palms together, hands to heart. Exhale as you bend the knees. Lovely. Arrow the arms up, take an inhale. Let's take that cactus. Exhale, lovely. Last time, inhale. Ooh, strong in the legs, coming down a little deeper. Inhaling up. And this time as you exhale, bend the knees, bring your hands onto your knees. And this time we can push the bottom back and bring the chest forwards. Maybe just have a little rock from side to side there, just stretch out through the legs. And then coming to stillness, right hand presses your right knee away. We press the shoulder forwards and look over to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, press the left knee away, roll the shoulder inwards. Lovely, inhale. Right arm is the active arm, pushing the knee away. Inhale through the center and over to the other side. Beautiful, let's come back to the middle. Turning the toes forwards, we'll reach up towards the ceiling, take an inhale. This time as you exhale, we'll turn that left foot forwards, opening up into our warrior two this time. So go ahead and adjust the feet, more or less lining up your front heel with the arch to the back foot. Just make sure that that back arm isn't an afterthought, that both arms are level with the shoulders as you bring your gaze just beyond your front fingertips. Let's take an inhale there. And as you exhale, see if you can sink into the legs deeper. Lovely, turning the front palm up. Inhale, reach forwards. And exhale, take the left arm over the top. We reverse our warrior. Lovely, inhale to center. Exhale, forearm to thigh. And go ahead and relax that right arm down by the side of the body. Gaze down towards the big toe. And as you inhale, sweep the right arm forwards and up. You might follow the movement of the arm with your gaze. And exhale, look down as you release. Inhale, forwards and up. Maybe look up. And exhale, back and down. Lovely. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. This time as you inhale, we'll come back into our warrior. And as you exhale, reverse your warrior. Now pause there as you straighten the front leg. Keep the arms as they are. And then reaching the arms out left to right. Coming into triangle. So pop the back hip up as you reach forwards and down. And again, maybe hand on thigh or shin. You can always, like we did before, just relax the arm alongside the body. Or reaching up towards the sky. Again, you can look up, or I prefer to look down. It's just easier on my neck. Think about gently bringing the chest forward so you're not tipping the hips back. Beautiful. Keeping the legs straight. Let's pull up through the middle. Take an inhale. And reverse your triangle. Last time. Exhale. Bending your knee. Take an inhale into your warrior. And a big tumble of the hands down as you exhale, pivoting on that back foot. Left arm lifts into a twist. Let's breathe in. And breathing out, bring the hand down. Now, listen up, if you're feeling wibbly wobbly in balance, bring both feet underneath your hips. Or if you can, we're going to step right foot and tuck it behind your left foot. Hands to that front shin or thigh, lifting up halfway, take an inhale. And exhale to fold. Let's rise on up, so pull up through the middle. Beautiful, so left hand comes to left hip. We'll soften the knees as we take the right arm over the top, so deepening into that half moon stretch. Lovely, straighten the legs, arms out left to right. Now reverse the arms, right arm down, left arm up, so both legs straight now. Last little balance challenge, arms out to the side. Slide that right foot out from behind. Come onto the ball of the foot and just turn the knee open. We might stay there. Or see if you can catch the knee. Ooh. And then from there, back to the beginning, find your way to tree pose. Hands to heart, take your time. If you wibble wobble, it's okay. Beautiful pause. Gorgeous balance, guys. Turn the knee forwards. And bring both feet down. Sweep the arms up, take an inhale. Wipe the slate clean, it's forgotten, exhale. Wibble wobbles, embrace and lift up halfway, take an inhale. And exhale to fold. Let's rise on up. Big breath in. Ready to start afresh with the left leg. So go ahead and find your focus. You can always use a piece of furniture as you bend left knee this time. Picking up the heel and never being worried about using the other leg, the other foot as a kickstand as you find your way to tree. Try and avoid your knee joint as you find your way up and pull up and out that supporting leg. Beautiful. You might want to reach the arms up into that lovely wide V. That might be enough. Or this time, left hand comes down onto the inside of the knee or the thigh. And just reach straight up with the right arm initially, and that might be it. Or again, challenge your balance by coming just over the top, just a little way. Lovely. Let's come up through the middle, both arms lift. And see if you can now bring your left knee to your chest. So if you have to lean forward to catch the knee, think about lifting up nice and tall. So my wobbly side with a weak ankle. Lovely. And then from there, we're going to take a big step back with the left leg and come into your horse pose. I'm just going to turn the opposite way on. Beautiful. So heels in, toes out, hands coming to heart. I'm going to take that deep knee bend. Beautiful in your horse pose. So again, chest nice and upright. Just sweep the arms up, take an inhale. And as you exhale, bend the elbows and do that little cactus. Beautiful, inhaling up. How are those legs feeling? Palms together, hands to heart. Exhale, lovely. Inhale up. And exhale to bend. Beautiful, inhaling up. Hands coming to heart. Exhale, lovely. So we're going to add on this next time, inhale. And this time as you exhale, bring the hands down onto your knees. We're going to push the hips forward, hip the hips back. And the chest forwards, lovely. Take an inhale. This time as you exhale, straighten the left arm, push the knee away. Inhale through center. And exhale, other side. Beautiful, inhaling. And exhaling, beautiful. One more, inhale. And exhale, lovely. Let's come all the way back through the middle. Straighten up the legs, turn the toes forwards, take an inhale. Now I've got myself in a pickle. I'm going to turn my left foot forward. So come into your warrior on the other side. So just turn the other foot forwards. I think I got myself in a mess. No, I've got my right foot forwards, I think. So facing the opposite way. We've got this. We've got this. I'm navigationally challenged today. So I'm turning my right foot forwards. So I'm going to flip my right palm up. Take an inhale as you reach forwards. And exhale as you reverse. Gorgeous. I think we're all there. Beautiful. Back into your warrior. Take an inhale. Forearm comes to thigh. Just release that top arm down by the side of the body and gaze down towards the big toe. It's going to sweep that top arm forwards and up. And again, if it doesn't knock you off balance, you start to move your head, following the movement of the arm with the gaze. So inhale, top arm sweeps forwards and up. And exhale, back and down. Lovely. We'll do one more full rotation. Inhale. And exhale. And this time we'll let that inhale bring us all the way back up into your warrior. And exhale, reverse your warrior. Arms stay as they are, but we just straighten that front leg. Bring the arms out left to right. So that back hip, you kind of pop up. So you want to push your bottom back behind you. So you can bring that front hand down onto your thigh, your shin. You can reach up towards the sky. So even if you don't like looking up, sometimes it's good to glance up to check that your joints are in alignment, your wrist, shoulder and elbow are all in alignment. And then take your gaze down. But if that arm pains you, just wrap it behind the body or let the arm rest alongside you. Beautiful. And again, think about lengthening both the top and the underside of the ribs there. Legs stay straight. Let's come up through the middle, take an inhale. And exhale as you reverse your triangle. Both legs are straight. Bend the knee, take an inhale. Exhale, big tick top down. Framing that front foot. So coming into your twist, you're turning towards your front knee. And then bring both hands down. So depending on how wibbly wobbly you felt, you can bring both feet apart or step left foot and tuck it behind your right foot this time. Hands to your shin or your thigh. Take an inhale as you lift up. And exhale to fold. Let's rise all the way up. Right hand to right hip. Soften the knee. Left arm comes over the top. Beautiful. Let's pull up through the middle. Now straighten both legs as you reverse the arms. So right arm comes up and over, left arm sliding down the thigh. Gorgeous, reach the arms out. We're just going to step the left foot out from behind, and you might just come onto the ball of the foot with the knee open, or that last little balance challenge, see if you can catch your knee. Beautiful. And then we finish where we started, in your tree pose. Take your time. Take your time, beautiful focus. And then bring both feet down. Oh, I was wibbly wobbly on that side. Sorry if I confused you with my navigational moments. Let's take a deep knee bend, sweep the arms out and up, take an inhale. Wipe the slate clean, it's forgotten. Exhale. Lift up halfway as you inhale. And we'll take 2 big steps back into your downward dog. Take your feet a little wide apart in your dog. And come down onto hands and knees. And then from there, point your big toes together. Take a moment in child pose maybe. Again, your elbows come out to the side. You can rest your hands on top of each other so you find a nice ease in that pose. So sometimes when I stretch my arms in front of me, I kind of bring tension to my shoulders. So I really like this version of elbows nice and wide, a little softness there. Beautiful. Let the breath settle. Now we're going to come into pigeon pose in a moment. So if pigeon pose doesn't work for you, you're knowing that you can always lie down on your back and take reverse pigeon, lying on your back. But when you're ready, let's stretch the arms out in front of you so you can bring your knees back under your hips. And we'll find our way to a downward facing dog. Your downward dog, let's take the right leg up. Making a step will help your right foot to the outside of your right hand. So if it doesn't quite get there, you can always give it a helping hand. Now go ahead and just slide your left knee back behind you. And then lower the knee. You can flatten the foot or keep the toes tucked, yogi's choice. You're going to come up onto your fists, but free up your thumbs and press your thumbs down into the floor as though you were pressing tacks into your mat. Hug your knee against your upper arm and bring your chest forwards. So you're up on your fists with your thumbs pressing down as we find our way to lizard. Now this might be where you want to stay, or come onto your left palm, turn your right toes out. Right hand comes to the inside of the knee and you press the knee away and spin your chest up towards the ceiling. Now that's a strong one on the hip, so go easy. Lovely, come all the way back. You're going to walk that foot to the middle of the mat. So here's our transition to pigeon. So if you want to lie down and bring your right foot onto your left knee, go ahead. If you're going to try pigeon with me, pick up the back knee, press into your hands so you can lift your right foot up and then angle that shin diagonally, right knee behind right wrist. Slide the left leg back behind you. And go ahead and flatten any toes that are tucked. Let's lift up onto the fingertips. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, you can come down onto your forearms. You can even stretch the arms out in front of you. If you want to lie down, you lie down on your back. You rest your right ankle over your left knee. You can press the knee away from you and have a little rock. Or you can bring the legs in towards you by holding on around the back of your left thigh. So wherever you are, we're getting a nice hip stretch. And those of you with your chest down toward the floor, when that stretch seems to lessen off, you can always lift your back knee up, take a little wiggle back with that left foot, and then release the knee back down to the floor. So you just opened up some more space in the hips there. Let's take a couple of breaths there. If you're feeling that stretch today, it's all good. If you're lying down on your back with one ankle resting on the knee, just bring both knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock, have a little roll. And then find your way up into a downward dog over the next couple of breaths or so. Those of you lying down in pigeon, let's lift the chest, come onto your hands. Now press into your hands, tuck the back foot so you can lift the knee And we'll all meet in downward dog, your version of, or you can take a child pose, have a couple of cat-cows. Then we'll try that on the other side. So left leg will float up. And step will help it to the outside of left hand. Go ahead and give the hand. I'm going to slide my right leg back so you can see that my right knee is well behind my right hip. You can flatten your feet. And again, at knee hugging against upper arm, we come up on our fists and press your thumbs down into the mat, hugging that knee in so you get a nice stretch across the hip. I can feel this side feels tighter than the other. So you might just want to stay there or turn the toes out. Come onto your right palm and left hand presses the knee away as you spin your chest up towards the sky. Lovely. So finding your way back to center, walk that foot to the middle of your mat. So again, you can lie on your back, and this time it's left ankle on right knee. Or go ahead and lift the back knee, lift the front foot. So this time it's left knee slides behind left wrist, shin diagonally placed. Slide that other leg back, flatten the foot. Take a moment to just adjust the heels. You can roll both hips towards the top of the mat. We'll take an inhale. Exhale as you come down into your version. So remember, you can lie down on your back and do exactly the same as you did on the other side if pigeon is a pose which is problematic, as it is for many of us, with tight hips. Maybe doesn't serve our knees. So again, there's always an option. It's not a lesser option, it's a kinder option. Wherever you are, just breathing into your hips. And again, if you're lying down on your front, you can always tuck your back foot under, lift the knee, take a little wiggle back, and then lower the knee, flatten the foot. So you've created a little bit more space across the front of your hips there to soften into. Easy breaths. If you're lying down on your back, uncross your legs. If your knees are squeezed, have a little rock, have a little roll. And then take a moment to roll your way up to seated with both legs extended in front of you. If you're with me on your chest, prop yourself up on your hands. This time we're all going to lean into your left buttock so you can sweep the right leg round in front of you. Go ahead and stretch both legs out. Pop a little softness in the knees as you reach the arms up. Take an inhale. And we'll find our way to a forward fold as you exhale. Hands might land on your shins, your thighs. If you can easily find your feet, you might cross your wrists and draw the outside edge of your feet towards you, easing the body forwards. Breathing, breathing. Well done, guys. Lovely. And then slowly lifting the chest up. Beautiful. Bring the hands behind you, fingertips point forwards or slightly out to the side. Lean into your hands and then lift the chest. Again, the gaze might roll up towards the ceiling. And then slowly release. You can repeat that or bend the knees. Bring your feet to roughly where your knees were. Now you can keep your bottom down as you lift the chest, pressing into your hands. Or go ahead and slide your hips forwards. As you lift your hips up, you might need to walk your feet forwards a little way so you can bring your knees on top of your ankles. All 10 toes pressing into the floor, bottom gently squeezing. Lovely. Let's take an inhale there. Exhale as you tuck your chin, lower your hips. And just holding on around the fronts of your knees now. Take an inhale as you lift your chest. And as you exhale, you're going to hang off the legs. So just straighten your arms. And just get a lovely counter stretch. And from there, just letting go of the knees, you can roll your way down onto the floor. Reach the legs out in front of you, float the arms back and have a lovely full body stretch. Maybe have a little wiggle into one hip and then the other. And then go ahead and bring your right knee in towards your chest. If you need to bend the other knee for any back pain, go ahead. If you've got the leg outstretched, really kick out through that left heel as you give the knee a nice squeeze in towards your belly. And then left hand to right kney. Let's come into a little twist. You're going to take the right knee across the body, rolling onto the outside edge of that left leg. Beautiful. And then coming back through the middle. At this time, rather than hugging the knee to your chest, think about bringing it down towards your armpit a little way. Try and keep the other toes up towards the sky. You might just stay there in a gentle hip stretch, or join me in half happy baby. So right hand takes hold of inside or outside edge of the foot. You bring your head and shoulders down so the shin is perpendicular to the floor. Elbow coming down towards the outside edge of the body, and the left toes are still pointing up towards the sky. Whoa, lots to think about. Or you can keep the knee bent, choice is yours. Lovely. Whatever we're doing, let's slowly release. And stretch the right leg out, reach the arms back, take a moment in that lovely full body stretch. And then we'll swap sides. Left leg coming in, so you can always bend the knee or kick out through the heel as you give that knee a nice squeeze. Lovely. And then right hand onto the left knee. Let's roll into a little twist, carrying the leg across the body. And then coming back to center. And again, just bringing that knee slightly down towards your armpit this time. Still kicking out through the heel. And that might be more than enough. Or again, taking that half happy baby. Hop happy baby. That's a tongue twister. So you can hold inside or outside edge of your foot, whatever suits your shoulder. So the same principle, we're bringing the knee towards your armpit. My right toes kind of invariably want to roll out to the side, so see if you can point them up towards the sky there. Lovely. And then bending the knee. Bring that knee in towards your chest, then bring the other knee up to join it. And with one hand on each knee, just have a little circle or a little rock. If you're circling, just make sure you change direction. And then releasing the feet to the floor. You can keep the knees bent, taking the feet a little bit wider so you can rest your knees together. Go ahead and find that lovely full body stretch again, this time with the arms down alongside you. Palms up towards the sky, or a hand on the chest, a hand on the belly if that feels more comfortable. So wherever you are, take a moment to get nice and comfortable in that final pose for just a moment where we can pause. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just try and release whatever tension might be left in the body as you soften into the floor. Reminding ourselves that feeling rested matters as we go forth into the rest of this week. So take a moment now to allow the body to rest, to feel at ease. Before we find our way back to the rest of our day, the rest of the week, let's just reminding ourselves of the words that we began with, to go into this week with the attitude that your peace and your health of mind and your heart mean more than getting everything else done. That your smile matters, that feeling rested matters, that holding the hand of your loved ones matter. So pause lots and function at a pace that doesn't pull you apart. Honour the things that make you feel good inside, the things that make you feel alive. Give time to those things this week. And make time the gift it is by giving it to what really matters to you. So as you gently start to bring some movement back into the body, maybe holding those words with you as you carry on with the rest of your day, carry on with the rest of your week. You might want to open up into a lovely full body stretch, reaching the arms back above the head as you stretch the legs out. And have a little wiggle there, a little jiggle, a little fidget. Then lower your hands, bring your knees back in towards your chest one last time. Give your knees a nice squeeze, have that final massage, or sometimes the body just simply wants to rest in stillness. Lovely, it's all good. And then rolling or turning to lie on one side, wherever there's space in the room. Before coming up to seated. Never has to be cross-legged, whatever feels comfortable. Again, coming back to that sense of feeling grounded across your sit bones. As you drop the weight down in your hips, feel that you can lift and lengthen up through the spine without that rigidity. So there's this lovely feeling of ease and lightness there. Lovely. Let's take a big deep breath in as you sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, we'll bring the hands down to the heart, the chin to your chest. Go and enjoy the coolness. And namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So apologies for my navigational moment there. I got myself in a pickle.
Thank you, Helen.